Hi there, Libras, and welcome to your dream reading for the month of August. Um, so up first, I have for you this Eight of Wands energy, okay? And this is lack of focus, slowing down, lost momentum, energy block on hold, delays, stall, take time to align, gaining momentum, swift progress, alignment, communication, things take off, movement, air travel. So there's a lot going on as far as like the energies that you're picking up on. I feel like you're picking up on some kind of like Seven of Wands energy a little bit because you have worth fighting for, makes a stand, face it head on. It's my life, don't back down. Haters gonna hate, liberty. Licking your wounds, conflict avoidance, compromise, backing down, make amends, live to fight another day, lost cause, relent. There's a clear path for pathway forward for you because you dream of having a purpose and having like a vision of where you're meant to go, and it almost seems like um, there are certain energies, if you will, that don't want you to be successful, and they're trying to put up blockages to keep you from your success. Keep you where you like just are not successful. So it's very confusing for you because you're like, on the one hand, you're like, okay, I know where I'm supposed to go, know what I'm supposed to do, but you're keep getting hit with like blockage after blockage after blockage. So we have Eight of Coins, okay? This is you kind of like independently working on your dreams and goals because you're not getting that, you're getting a conflict here when it comes to asking for help. It's kind of like you need to go out on your own and be like a little bit more independent when it comes to what it is you want to do because I feel like for you, dedication to the craft, detailed, specialty, sticking to it, self-employed, achievement, work, mastery, and committed. Okay? On the flip, you have boring, complacent, scattered, monotonous, all work, no play, repetitive, and not delivering. And like, it's like, okay, you're dedicated to your self-employment, you're dedicated to your mastery, you're dedicated to what it is you love to do. But why are you getting this kind of like stalemate, right? So, Eight of Cups, walking away, release what doesn't serve you, emotionally unfulfilled, time to move on and let it go. Yeah, whatever this other previous connection you had, it's just left you so unfulfilled, like emotionally. I feel like there's no emotion in that relationship, in those relationships. And this is like why you want to be like self-employed, why you want to go out and do your own thing because of this. Um, Lack of direction, dishonest with the self and others, staying in for the wrong reasons, in limbo, fake happiness. Are you faking your happiness? Come on now. It's like you know what makes you happy, you know what doesn't make you happy, so it's kind of like why even keep yourself stuck in that position, right? So here's a Knight of Swords to come in and kind of like save the day, kind of like remind you of what your purpose is and why you're going in the direction you're going. Okay. And let's see. This could be coming to you in like an actual person, or it could just be you reminding yourself of what it is you want. Hunting is an age-old sport. The end justifies the means, but today's prey will be tomorrow's hunter and vice versa. You're hunting for answers. You're searching for like figuring out what this all means. And I don't know, like, honestly, I don't know if this is like, because Eight of Wands, Seven of Wands, Eight of Coins, Eight of Cups. I don't know if this is going to be like something you are actively going to keep pursuing. I think it's something that you just know, like, the ends justify the means. But what you're really working on, what you're really focusing on here is your self employment, is your achievements of your own merit, of your own mastery. You have a master, like, you're like a very wise person. You're, um, and then I have this really beautiful star energy for you. It's almost like you know what your worth is, you know where your values like are and what your worth is, but you're kind of like being told, like, by other people, um, like, gain up the momentum you need, gain up the strength you need, because you're about to enter into a battlefield almost of like people and energies and emotions, and it's gonna be like this crazy wild ride. So you want to, you don't want to have any type of strings attached, because an action aimed at attracting with no obligation brings serenity and relieves the soul of pettiness. It is only a romantic invitation to love. The rest will come spontaneously. So exactly. So it's like you want, this chance at love, this chance at having no strings attached. You want this chance of having like complete control over what you do and what you say. But you're obviously being told like otherwise. I had this, very experience today. It's almost like the universe is like, you know, um, kind of putting like a standstill to situation, because it's like it's showing me what it's who's like on my side, right? And that's kind of like what you're looking at, Libra. So you're like, who is on my side here, right? Like, who's on my side? Who's got my back? And the universe has your back, but it has to leave you like signs that it has your back in order for you to really trust it and believe it. So, for instance, today I had a really important meeting today that meant a lot to me, and had to do with justice, Libra, and fairness. So you know more about that probably than I do. But my moon is in Libra too, so that has to do with emotions. So that being said, I was I had a situation that had to, uh, basically, be like, okay, like, I'm here for justice, I'm here for fairness, and the person hosting the meeting, um, didn't show up. And it didn't even give me a message or let me know that they weren't going to be there. Like, didn't give me a heads up, like, hey, like, I'm sorry, I can't be there. Like, we're going to reschedule. No notification, nothing. Just go in to the meeting as if it was going to happen, and then boom, wham, no meeting. And no even, like, message of, like, okay, the meeting's not going to be today. It's been rescheduled. It's changed. So I'm going off past information that the meeting was supposed to happen, and then it doesn't happen. So the universe is saying, like, this is not the this person doesn't have your back. They're like willing to cancel, reschedule without even telling you, and you have to still go in and get ready and all this other stuff. It's like, that's someone who doesn't have your back. That's not like a good team player, right? So that you're not looking for someone like that. You're not looking for someone who doesn't have your back. You're not looking for a job where people don't have your back. You're not looking for a relationship where people don't have your back. So your dream here, your ultimate goal here is this beautiful star energy, right? Is to have your own back, to be a self-employed person, to hold your own self accountable. Because really, at the end of the day, if someone else is controlling that um, aspect of your life, like your finances and things like that, or you're giving a partner too much control in the relationship over what you do and what you say, you're not really benefiting yourself. Okay, and that's not what you want. The rest is going to come spontaneously, yeah, because you're surrendering to that. Like, there's no obligation, right? There's no when there is a sense of obligation for you, and you are doing something for yourself, and you are obligated to provide for yourself, and you're obligated to love yourself, you're obligated to survive in this world. Your dream and your goals are not to rely on other people. And then when you do rely on them, because they're put in a position where you are relying on them, you know, and they don't show up, that says something about them. Like, they're not interested in supporting you in your cause. So you're like, your time doesn't mean anything to them, right? And it's like, your time means everything to you. How you spend your time and what you do is so important to you, especially when you're like a very detailed, very committed person to your cause. So let's find out more about this. Seven of Swords, not what it seems, cowardly, false pretenses, carrying things away, sneaky betrayal, getting away, self-interest, strategic, cheating, lying, mask. And does that sound like somebody you want to be around, or does that sound like an environment of people you want to be in? No, absolutely not. So, straighten the record, getting caught, confessions, remorse, unworkable strategy, come clean, pricked, conscious. Yeah. So these energies that are kind of like trying to mess with your head a little bit and trying to like get under your skin a little bit, they already have like these preconceived notions of you, these preconceived assumptions of you that are like very petty, very childish and immature. So they're not going to respect where you're coming from, okay? That's why you have to walk away from that. You have to release that, and emotionally, it's not fulfilling for you. It's not, so it's like you're not going to have emotions attached to the situation because it's not supposed to be emotional. It's more so to do with you having, you're holding yourself to a certain standard and respect in yourself, and getting justice for your hard work and your efforts, and rewards for that and recognition for that. And it seems like there's these oppositions that don't want you to be successful because maybe they weren't successful, or maybe they don't see, like, any purpose in it for themselves. It's not for them. It's not for them. And they just can't get over that, right? They have to have like a reason why it's so important, right? But the real reason here of why this is so important to you is this like Nine of Coins energy, or Nine of Cups. Nine of Coins energy. Okay, so this Nine of Coins energy is rewards of your labor, status, abundance, self-sufficient, sophistication, on your own, taking it easy, maturation, fulfillment, and freedom. That's why you're doing this, so you can have your freedom back. Okay, so you, like, that's the beauty of self-employment too, is like you hold you're your own boss, right? So if you don't feel like going into work that day, you're not going to go into work that day, right? And if you do feel like you want to go into work, then you will go into work. But the beauty of it is, like, you're not working for someone. You're working for yourself. That's the someone you're working for. You're not working for another person's benefit. You're working for the benefit of what you want and your end game and your goals. Because once you involve other people, it becomes like, okay, well, obviously it's a relationship, and their needs, I have to put their needs above mine if I want to keep my job, right? Or like they'll say like, oh, you have to stay late today. And you're like, I don't want to stay late tonight. I want to go home. I'm tired. And they're like, nope, you have to stay late tonight, otherwise you're fired. It's stuff like that. And once sometimes, you're willing to be in that and you're willing to do that. Other times you're not. You know what I'm saying? Other times you're like, no. And you could very well lose your job. And then you could very well, be struggling to find another job. So that's why I say, like, you've got to rely on yourself and know what it is that you want. And is the sacrifices you're willing to make in order to get that worth it in the end, or are you going to be making other sacrifices that aren't worth it? So it really depends. So you are enough. Stand up for what you deserve. Working too hard or for free, yeah, undervaluing yourself and your self worth. You are enough. Your dream here is this star energy. Is to know your own worth. Is to know your own skills, is to know your own value and be rewarded for that, right? You don't want to be working for someone who's like, oh, you're sick, oh, you're fired. Oh, your kid's sick and you can't come into work today, you're fired. Okay, you don't want that kind of boss, right? And there's slim pickings out there. Let me tell you, there's some pickings out there. So for the perfect ideal work relationship, that's why you're working on your own. That's why. I know this is turning into like a career reading, but I mean, our careers are a huge part of our dreams and where our visions come from. And I feel like you have a clear vision and dream of where you want to go with your career. So, yes, is it career? Yes. Is it dreams? Yes. Because they're two together things. I feel like if your dreams and your career are not in alignment, then that's, when you get that, like, out of balance, you're not enough, you're not getting what you want, your lack of, your worth and things like that. But you do have, you know, and there's these two bald eagles are fighting each other, which I think is so funny because that's like politics, right? Like two American people fighting against each other for power and control to be the ultimate eagle, right? Obviously, people are going to pick sides, but what is one side representing? What is the other side representing? You have to look at that. And I feel like you're looking at that. You're looking at what it is that you represent, what it is that these other people represent, and how do you fit into it. And I feel like you're slowly, maturely kind of like coming out of that like cocoon you're in. I know another tarot reader used these words, but it's true though. It's like the essence and the core of who you are. You're slowly finding out more and more about yourself each day as you experience new challenges, as you're experiencing relationships, as you experience new career changes, all of that, new environments, all of that combined makes you who you are. And you're trying to find that essence of like where you fit in, where you belong. Because right now you are stuck like in this place of not really knowing, like you know who you are, you know what you like, you know what you want, but where are those people that get that, and support that? And that's like kind of what you're looking for. Okay. So if any of this resonates, let me know because I just joined a really cool group that's into astrology and birth charts. And if you're looking for a sense of community, I know a cool group. So let me know. Anyways, moving on. Nine of Cups. Okay, this is emotional fulfillment, completely content, wishes come true, feeling good, full, happy, satisfied. Um, So that's your dream. That's your ultimate dream is to feel fulfilled, is to feel happy, is to feel like you are enough. The reason why you might be have like that hollow feeling, that could be because self-indulgence, materialism, selfish, balance, addiction, emptiness, overindulgent, and excess. And those are the kind of people that you've been around in the past. This isn't you. The hollow feeling, the reason why you're feeling like empty inside, and your cup, your emotional cup, right? Your emotional side is not feeling fulfilled. It's because you were around people who were self-indulgent, who were materialistic, selfish, balanced, addicted, emptiness, overindulgent, and excess. Those are the kind of people you were associating with before. Those are the kind of energies and people you were around. And that left you feeling so empty because those kinds of people are super shallow. And they're just so boring. Like, they don't want to have any conversations that are deep and meaningful. They don't want to talk about feelings. They're just not intellectual. I'm sorry if they're not. And sorry, not sorry. Haters gonna hate. And you are very emotionally stable and intellectual and assertive person. So to be around people who are like either like quiet and just non-talkative and like super shallow and materialistic and that's all they talk about versus people who are like full of life and energy and want a sense of community and want to talk about really interesting topics and what's going on in the world and full of like enthusiasm for that and sense of community. That's where you want to go, right? So your emotional fulfillment is going to come um, from being around people who make you feel good, okay? Who are emotionally fulfilled. That's not going to be everybody, but that's where your star seed, star energy, that's where you're being called to go, Libras, okay? Because that's where you want to go. You don't want to be feeling unhappy and unfulfilled emotionally. And when you put yourself in a position of being in that environment or that situation, you're not honoring your true self and your higher self and your higher purpose. Okay? So, definitely, you know, tap into tap into that part of yourself because that wants to be emotionally fulfilled because I am seeing there is going to be um there is this when you wake up at night or in the morning and you're having bad dreams and nightmares because of mental anguish, Nine of Swords, psychological trauma, lost hope or love, dark thoughts, anxiety, fear, nightmares, insomnia, and worry. Answer no. Exactly. Like people who are constantly in a state of like mental anguish, they're not working on their emotional fulfillment. I'm not saying like they can, or I'm not saying like it's their fault. Maybe they are, battling with some things that they can't really control. But I'm saying you have the power to control your. If they're battling with like addiction and stuff like that, then obviously they're going to have mental anguish that they can't control because the addiction is going to control them. And that's going to lead to more mental anguish. So I'm saying, like, and especially if you just dealt with like big, like a lot of trauma recently, obviously you're going to be probably feeling really hopeless. Okay. But I'm saying for you, in order to try to, um, heal from that. You have regrets, you have emotional baggage, past life trauma to heal, guilt, intense feelings, unresolved issues. No. I hate when people, like in relationships, are like, oh, you have too much baggage. Like, you just have trust issues. Your instincts and your intuition are telling you not to trust that person for a reason. It's not because you're damaged. It's not because you have emotional baggage. It's because you learned lessons along the way in life of people who said similar things or had similar behaviors or acted similar to what your partner is currently doing. And that's why your intuition and your instincts are telling you not to trust them. Okay? And when you tell them, when you see the little red flags popping up because you already in the past learned what those red flags are, and now you're seeing your current partner, right, or your potential partner, or whatever. Maybe it's not your partner, maybe it's a sibling or a friend or a coworker. Whatever the relationship is, you're seeing similar patterns of behavior. Why you can't trust them. okay? That's your intuition telling you can't trust them. That is your judgment, okay? That's your better judgment. That's your higher consciousness and awareness. So listen to that, because truth be told, we all go through terrible, terrible things in our lives, and we can't really say like what is worse than the other thing. We really can't do that because we don't really know. Like, we can, you know, draw our own conclusions of what we think is fair and just in terms of someone else's pain versus our own pain, but we really don't know, okay? Like, you can't really be the judge and jury of someone else's pain, and you can't really say, like, they don't deserve their happiness. You really can't say that. I mean, yeah, we can sure as hell, like, not like certain people and say, like, wow, they obviously are haters and they obviously have no respect for me, so I don't really care about their happiness. That's fine. Once they've shown to you that they don't care about your happiness and you test them on that and they test, it's fine. You can move on from that. But their own happiness is their own problem, though, is what I'm saying. Because you have to face your own obstacles and your own challenges, and you can't be responsible for theirs. You just can't do it to yourself. And I feel like your nightmares are telling you that. They're saying if you really want this emotional fulfillment and you really want success here and you really want mastery here, and it's worth fighting for, your happiness is worth fighting for, your wish fulfillment and dreams coming true are worth fighting for, then you have to let go of any person or people or group that's holding you back because they're not interested in having emotional fulfillment with you, whether that be at a work environment, a dating, a friend, a sibling, a parent, whatever the case is. If you put the peace offering out, right, and you put out the olive branch to say, hey, like, I'm here for peace, I'm here to like get along with you and work with you, and they're not reciprocating that and they're not returning that same energy back to you, move on. Just move on. Yeah, I know that sounds easier said than done. But it's a test of your faith, of yourself, of Nine of Wands. Do you really need? Okay, I don't know when that cut off. So, you know, I'm going to just say real quick here that I take this as a sign here. Nine of Wands, a test of faith, courage, boundaries, grit, determination, faith, endurance, holding the line, persistence, and maintain. Yes, exactly. That's what you want to do. Hold your ground there, okay? Don't associate with people that can't control their emotions and like are just like crazy energy all around you. It's like not worth your time. Instead, focus on what you need to do, get that done, and get that taken care of, and then move on to the next thing. And that's going to lead you to your Three of Wands, okay? Like, I'm not saying you're going to get married tomorrow or anything. Maybe you are. But I'm saying, like, manifesting your dreams, once you're in alignment with yourself, you're going to manifest your dreams, big developments, travel for pleasure, work or love, level up and progress, okay? So don't let the past hold you back anymore, and just keep moving forward, keep stepping forward into that person you want to be every single day. Just keep pushing yourself because you're getting there. Little by little, you're getting there. Okay, so that's what I have for you. Love and light always, Libra. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope all your dreams come true. Bye.